Kamaru Usman and Ariel Helwani have unexpectedly found themselves in a heated back-and-forth that has quickly captured the attention of the MMA community. The tension began when Helwani harshly criticized the idea of Usman receiving the next title shot against Islam Makhachev. According to him, the very notion was a travesty, and he suggested that the only reason it was even being considered was due to Ali Abdelaziz, Usman's manager, navigating things behind the scenes rather than anything Usman has recently accomplished inside the cage. Despite the criticism, Usman is coming off an impressive victory over Joaquin Buckley, who had been on an impressive run and was viewed as a legitimately dangerous contender. That win, paired with Usman's long-standing elite resume, has convinced a portion of fans that he belongs back in the title conversation. However, many still believe the welterweight division is too stacked at the moment and that he should earn one more win before leaping into another championship opportunity. What truly escalated the situation was Usman's response to Helwani's comments during a podcast appearance alongside Henry Cejudo. Usman argued that Helwani is not qualified to determine who deserves a title shot and questioned why professional fighters should continue appearing on shows hosted by people he considers nothing more than glorified fans. He emphasized that real journalists spend time speaking with fighters before events, gather information, and publish objective analyses. In contrast, he believes many modern media personalities rely purely on opinion-driven content that often uses fighters' names simply to generate attention. Usman added that he does not speak about Helwani because he does not care about him, yet Helwani continues to bring him up in headlines. To Usman, this dynamic proves that he remains a major figure in the sport, someone whose name carries weight and keeps people talking. He views the criticism as a sign of respect in its own way, acknowledging that being the big dog naturally attracts scrutiny. In the end, Usman made it clear that he sees the situation not just as a personal attack but as an example of broader issues within modern MMA media, where entertainers and analysts blur the line between journalism and opinion for the sake of staying relevant. Ariel Helwani responded forcefully to Kamaru Usman and Henry Cejudo, and his reaction reflected years of unresolved tension finally boiling over. Their complicated history goes back to Usman's championship reign, when his manager Ali Abdelaziz banned ESPN from interviewing any of his fighters. Abdelaziz claimed it was personal and accused Helwani of unfairly targeting his champions. Helwani remained silent publicly at the time, but he clearly carried the weight of that moment, and the underlying conflict never truly disappeared. Smaller incidents over the years added more friction. One notable example came in 2023 when Helwani interviewed Dricus du Plessis and asked questions connected to the Africa storyline that had been tied to Usman. Usman's camp felt those questions were provocative and blamed Helwani for stirring controversy. While the issue faded from the headlines, the resentment continued to build on both sides. Now, with Usman dismissing Helwani as unqualified and a mere media personality, Helwani finally fired back. He accused Usman of hypocrisy, pointing out that the fighter benefited for years from Abdelaziz's influence within the UFC while simultaneously claiming the media was biased against him. Helwani argued that fighters often embrace the media when praise benefits them but turn on reporters the moment rankings or opinions conflict with their personal ambitions. According to Helwani, this pattern has repeated countless times, and Usman's response fits the same mold. Helwani also addressed the ongoing narrative that he is no longer welcome at UFC events. He explained that media members apply for credentials, and organizations approve or deny access based on their own criteria. He emphasized that he has not applied for a UFC credential since March 2020, making claims that he was being excluded deliberately misleading. To him, the comments from Usman and Cejudo were simply attempts to hit him below the belt, rather than engage with the actual discussion. What Helwani found most telling was Usman's sensitivity to criticism. He pointed out that Usman has gone 1-3 since 2021, with his only recent victory coming in June. Helwani argued that stating a fighter with that record does not deserve a title shot is a reasonable assessment, not an insult or a personal attack. He made it clear that he never called Usman a bum or questioned his legacy. He only challenged the fairness of giving him another championship opportunity based on recent results rather than past achievements. A surprising story emerged this week after Russian MMA reporter Usha interviewed Dagestani coach Gasanali Gasanov, a respected figure at one of the region's top gyms. During the conversation, Gasanov revealed details about Ilia Topuria's visit to their facility, sharing insights that quickly caught the attention of the MMA world. According to him, Topuria's presence in the gym left a strong impression on everyone, not only because he trained with fellow lightweights but also because he chose to spar with significantly larger fighters. Gasanov explained that Topuria's physical build contributes heavily to his power. He described the lightweight champion as having thick, dense bones and exceptionally strong legs, hips, and back. These traits allow him to generate tremendous force behind his strikes. The coach emphasized that Topuria's punching power comes from his lower body strength and noted that he regularly lifts extremely heavy weights in the gym. Having witnessed this personally, Gasanov expressed complete confidence in Topuria's ability to stun or finish opponents with a single clean shot. What drew even more interest was Gasanov's account of Topuria's interactions with Alex Pereira, the UFC's feared knockout artist known for his size and striking prowess. According to the coach, he witnessed Topuria sparring with Pereira in a playful but competitive manner. Even though Pereira is considerably larger, Gasanov claimed it was clear that he felt the impact of Topuria's punches. He stated that despite the difference in weight classes, Topuria was able to generate enough power to make even a fighter like Pereira acknowledge the shots. Gasanov stressed that Topuria's ability to wobble opponents is not limited to fighters in his own division. He believes Topuria can trouble any fighter in the world with his power, regardless of size. He argued that critics who underestimate the champion due to his stature are making a mistake, insisting that Topuria hits much harder than people realize. The coach concluded that Topuria's strength, combined with his technique and confidence, makes him a uniquely dangerous fighter. His experiences in the gym against larger opponents, including someone as formidable as Pereira, only reinforce the idea that Topuria's power translates far beyond his own weight class. A surprising twist emerged when Michael Bisping, long considered one of Tom Aspinall's strongest supporters during the eye poke controversy, suddenly shifted his stance and delivered unusually sharp criticism. For weeks, Bisping defended Aspinall, partly due to their shared English background and partly because Bisping personally understands the challenges of dealing with serious eye injuries. However, he has now changed tone, arguing that Aspinall is handling the situation incorrectly and unintentionally making things worse. According to Bisping, Aspinall's constant stream of social media updates, doctor visits, scans, medical reports, and explanations, has become counterproductive. Aspinall has been documenting nearly every step of his recovery in an effort to prove that the injury was genuine and that he did not quit. Bisping believes this approach is backfiring. The more Aspinall posts, the more it appears he is trying to persuade the public rather than simply moving forward with confidence, as a heavyweight champion should. Coming from Bisping, who fought a significant portion of his career with only one fully functioning eye, the criticism carries extra weight. Both he and Paul Felder advised Aspinall to stop feeding the controversy and instead focus on recovery, training, and returning stronger. They argued that a heavyweight champion should project resilience, not frustration or vulnerability. Bisping explained that fans do not want to see a champion repeatedly showing medical paperwork or reacting emotionally to criticism. They want decisiveness and forward momentum. He suggested Aspinall express his frustration once, channel it into determination, and then disappear into training until it is time to fight again. Felder echoed the sentiment, acknowledging how difficult it must be for Aspinall to be doubted and called a quitter, especially when he knows the injury was real. Still, he stressed that dwelling on the negativity will only prolong the controversy. They encouraged Aspinall to embrace whatever role the public assigns him, even to lean into being the heel, if necessary. If he returns, knocks out Cyril Gane or another top contender, and confidently addresses the criticism afterward, fans will quickly move past this moment. Both analysts emphasized that results inside the cage speak louder than any online explanation. The path forward, they argued, is to heal, train, show up, and let the performance silence any remaining doubts. Sean O'Malley recently discussed the ongoing Ilia Topuria divorce situation, along with his upcoming matchup against Song Yadong at UFC 324. He addressed the news that Topuria's personal issues have sidelined him until the spring of 2026 and reflected on how unusual it is to see a champion taken out of action for such a long period due to off-the-octagon circumstances. O'Malley also reacted to being placed third on the UFC 324 card, laughing on his podcast that he is not even in the co-main event. He joked that his stock must be falling and that next time he may end up on the prelims. Despite the humor, O'Malley acknowledged the seriousness of the moment for his own career. He enters UFC 324 on a 2-fight losing streak for the first time ever. Another loss would almost guarantee a move to featherweight, something he has considered for years. Song Yadong presents a dangerous but stylistically favorable matchup. Known for his power, compact frame, and aggressive bursts, Yadong is also hittable, and O'Malley believes his range, timing, counter abilities, and footwork should match up well if he is still performing at an elite level. Even with a win, O'Malley admitted it is nearly impossible to picture the UFC granting him a third fight with Merab Dvalishvili. The division has shifted, new contenders have emerged, and the path to another title shot at bantamweight has become increasingly narrow. For O'Malley, this fight is about proving he still belongs among the elite and determining which weight class defines the next phase of his career. He also addressed Topuria's divorce publicly, expressing sympathy for him. O'Malley noted how difficult it must be to deal with a breakup that has become highly public, especially with reports of the divorce involving financial disputes and accusations about messaging other women. He explained that he has experienced personal turmoil himself but never had to face it under the scrutiny of the public eye. O'Malley emphasized that going through something this stressful makes it nearly impossible to be in fight camp, and he understood why Topuria decided not to book a fight. He acknowledged that the situation is even harder because Topuria has 2 children, which complicates everything emotionally and legally. O'Malley concluded by saying he genuinely feels bad for him and still hopes to see the big matchups he always wanted, including Topuria versus Paddy Pimblett and eventually Topuria versus Islam Makhachev. Joe Rogan recently discussed the rumors surrounding Ilia Topuria's alleged divorce on the Joe Rogan Experience. During the conversation, Rogan reacted to an edited photo circulating online, a photoshopped image showing Topuria's wife posing with a UK rapper. The original picture, however, was simply her standing next to her brother in 2023. Believing the fake image to be real, Rogan criticized her harshly, expressing shock that such a photo was being presented publicly, especially considering she is the mother of Topuria's children. Rogan commented on how misleading images like this can quickly damage reputations, noting how easily online narratives can spiral. He described the situation as emotionally destructive, saying it felt like an intentional attempt to put a knife in someone's spirit. He went on to reflect more broadly on relationship breakdowns, suggesting that when a partner no longer feels supported or valued, conflict can escalate quickly. According to Rogan, the public nature of Topuria's fame may amplify these tensions, as being married to a high-profile athlete can bring unique pressures. He emphasized that when a relationship turns hostile, some individuals may react by trying to harm the other's reputation, especially when emotions are running high.